Welcome back to another thrilling calculator tutorial video. Now, today we're going to look at how to graph or set up graphs on our calculator for linear functions. So first step is you need to open your eyes so you can look at your calculator. Here it is. Turn it on. Now, click on menu. We've done number 1 and number 2. We're going to go 5 graph. And it should have all these colors. Now, we're going to put our graph function in. My linear function that I want to put in is 2x plus 3. So put the 2 in. Do not put this one in because that means 2 times. We want x. See this button here, x, theta, and a t. That will put that in. 2x and then just plus 3. Cool. Now I've got 2 linear functions I actually want to compare. The other one is 1x plus 4. So this was the first one. And if you see here, it has y1 equals 2x plus 3. And we know gradient intercept form is like mx, y equals mx plus c. So this y1, that is just y. So it's y equals 2x plus 3. Go down here to y2. We want 1x plus 4. Cool. Now, if you have a look, you can see there's these little boxes that surround the equal sign on these two. That means that when I draw the graph, they're going to show up. So I'm going to draw the graph and hopefully, so F6, draw, oh, it's drawing a graph. If I go exit, if I go up to Y2 and I click select, it will uncheck Y2. See how that box comes and goes? If it's not there, when I draw it, only Y1's going to turn up. So I need to make sure that both of them are selected. Cool. Now, sometimes the zoom can be, it can just be not in the right spot. So if you want to, you go zoom. If you want to zoom in, let's say I want to really zoom in on the spot, I click in and then I press EXE. There we go. And it will zoom in a bit more. And it's a bit slow and you have to do it a few times. But just be careful. We obviously, like a lot of the time you want to be zooming in on the intersection, for example, but it's wherever this little pink thing is. So if we move the pink thing over here, that's going to be the spot that it zooms in on. Now this is the center of our thing. And like this, we've zoomed too far in. We can't see any numbers. It's great, yet these lines intersect. We knew they would, but it doesn't have any numbers. So what you can do, you can go back to zoom again, and then you can click on auto, and it kind of just figures out, this is the kind of best view for you. Cool. Right. But there's no numbers on our axes. What can we do? Well, let's zoom out. And then what you can do, you can just use your D-pad thingy, and you can go up and down. Yeah. The next thing you can also do is you can fiddle around with kind of like the proportions and stuff. So if you go to view window, it'll show you this. If you just click on initial, it'll set it to a certain setting. Press EXE down the bottom, and then back to draw. We've kind of got one square for one. See how like we've got squares now? Like one across is one down. It's this, the proportions of measurement are the same. Go back to view window. Let's try standard. So what this is saying is the lowest x that's going to be displayed is 10 and the lowest y value that's going to be displayed is 10. Now this is a rectangular screen. If this was a square screen, the little squares within the screen would stay the same. But because this is rectangular, the proportions have to kind of play up a bit. So when we draw it now, it looks a bit different. So I recommend having a play around with this. What I've shown you is the more basic stuff, but there's heaps of stuff. So I've got it back onto a different setting. We can actually, the calculator can tell us where both lines cut the y-intercept. It can also tell us where both lines cut the x-intercept, and it can also tell us where the lines actually cross over. So if you go gsolve, it sounds like a rapper's name. Maybe that would be my stage name. Let's go y-intercept. Oh, hang on, we got something flashing. So you can toggle up and down on your D-pad because like there's two different lines, which means there's going to be two spots on the Y axis that is cut. One here and then one here. So we need to tell the calculator, like we want to find out the correct value. So for this flashing line, the y-intercept is 4. But let's say we want to find the blue one. We need to, yep, it selected that one. The y-intercept is 3. Let's find the, what else can we look for? Oh, hang on. We can find the intersection point. So when x is 1 and y is 5, that's when they cross over. And if you like got these two and you made a number table out of them, you would find that they would have the same number. They would cross over with these values in the table. So one more thing before you go. I've gotten rid of one of the lines because we don't need it. This can help solve us equations. So GSolve, this one is, hang on, let's just look at what it is. 2x plus 3. So I get pocket money. I started with 3 in my account and I get $2 a week. So we can, if we have questions about that, we can solve it. So let's say I want to find out how much money I would earn in 5 weeks, for example. We go GSolve over 1 y calc. So y is like, that is the number at the start of the equation. We have to put our x value in. X is like the amount of weeks that I've had my pocket money for. So let's say I've had my pocket money for 10 weeks. I've been getting it for 10 weeks out of domain. I think that's just out of the, it's not in the graph. So we've got to do that again. Try 3 weeks. Cool. The 10 would be out here somewhere and it can't display it for us. So at the 3 week mark, I have $9. Oops. Great. 3 week mark, I've got $9. And it's plotted it for us here. It says, here it is. And it kind of cuts across. What if I, like how many weeks is it going to take me to save up $12? Let's do that. Over here. I'm working out the number of weeks, so I have to put in my amount. I have $12. At what week am I going to earn $12? I'm going to earn it at week 4.5. Now, obviously, you get paid pocket money at the end of the week, but we'll pretend that it just gets into your bank account at a flowing constant pace. Hopefully this video helped. Let me know if you need help with anything.